Welcome back to Unlimited Reads. You're with Chris, and thanks for joining me today as I will be wrapping up what I thought was a mentally exhausting week. So let's find out what I got up to now as far as content goes. I did put up my video about some content changes I would like to make to the channel next year, mainly being the way I conduct book reviews. I'm going to change the format a little bit, where I'm going to be doing reading vlogs rather than thinking back after I finish a book and writing out dot points and working off a script, because more often than not it brings me unstuck, and a couple of other things I mentioned in that video as well. But just having a think about how I do things to work smarter, not harder, and given that life is pretty busy, I just need to rein it back just a little bit and be smart about how I get the content out. I also put up the second installment of my new segment called Flash Fiction Audio, where I am currently digging through some old archives, finding some stories, flash fiction stories I wrote between 2005 and 2010, so it's a fair while ago now, but I thought it would be a fun way to share with you some of my creative work by reading it and recording it and putting up a little audio story for you. And it might just inspire me to get back into the writer's saddle, and I plan on releasing quite a few more of these over the next couple of months. There is a fair few stories there to go through, and what I'll be doing is essentially rewriting them, remastering them, maybe expanding them, and getting them up, because it is a good way to share a bit more creative content with you. So I hope you enjoyed listening to that, and I hope I can bring more stories in this format to you. Now this week I'm also very excited to share with you some new channel art, which I touched upon in the last video about the content changes, where I wanted to change things up a bit and create a proper logo for the channel. I got sick of having the Unlimited Reads down in the bottom right hand corner, because all it did was get blocked by the timestamps when it appears on people's feeds. I thought, what could I do that's different? And instead of having just Unlimited Reads in words, I've created my new logo symbol, which I'll share with you now, which turned out alright. It's evolved to such a way that it indicates the magic of the imagination that coincides with reading, and just encompasses the magic of reading. And you've got the castle in the background there, and flames, and the Unlimited Reads written across the middle, which turned out quite well. That will now feature in the top right hand corner of all my thumbnails, so it can stand out and hopefully draw more eyes to the channel. So the channel logo and the banner are now on Twitter and Facebook as well, so that everything remains consistent, and I'm finally happy with the result. Happy enough that I can keep it forever and not have to change it for a very, very long time. Now, in addition to the logo, I'm also really excited to tell you that I've created a brand new animated intro for the channel. I'm that excited about it, I don't need to do anything more to it. All the tweaking and final touches have been laid on it, and I thought I was going to surprise you in the first video of 2025, but I thought, it's finished, why not present it now? So as of next week, this will appear at the start of my videos. Check it out. So there you go, my brand new brief intro. It only goes for 12 seconds, but at the end of it I did want to feature a very famous quote about books, and I think the Dr. Seuss quote there is very, very appropriate for my channel and embraces my philosophy about how I feel about books. You have to cram them into every nook and cranny, don't you? Got to have books everywhere, have to be surrounded by them. It's that simple. Okay, so what am I still reading? I am pleased to say that I'm 92% through Rhythm of War. Look at this, I've got a little bit over 100 pages to go. This book has wrecked me mentally. There is so much information there. For a little while there, I thought that I was attending a college course and spending a whole semester on Fabrial science alone. It's so dense and a lot to get through, and some parts have really dragged for me, quite a lot of it actually, but there have been some massive moments that Brandon Sanderson is renowned for, and with a bit over 100 pages to go at the time of filming this, being Sunday afternoon here in Australia, I do hope to finish it up tonight. And yeah, breathe a sigh of relief, because it is a 2-week commitment. I did do this as a buddy read with John over at Talking Story, and we've been exchanging notes back and forward through Messenger, and just comparing notes essentially. And yeah, it's been a real roller coaster, and there's been some massive moments there and tear-jerking moments as well, but it's all been good. I can honestly say, out of the 4 Stormlight books, this one is my least favourite, because it doesn't come close to the other 3, but it's still decent in many ways. But I will be ready for Wind and Truth in just 12 days time, when it is released straight onto my Kindle, so that I can start reading it on midnight on December 6th, and then shortly after, my beautiful hardback from the US will arrive in the post as well, because I have pre-ordered that, and that'll just be sweet to own, and make my Brandon Sanderson collection a little bit more complete. I'm just looking forward to a little bit of respite and a couple of days rest after I finish this thing, because you could use it as a doorstopper. It is that thick, and I think I'll treat myself to a couple of very short palate cleansers, because I did want to finish November with reading at least 4 books. So it'll be just nice to read maybe a Doctor Who book, or a couple of Ed McBain's, or maybe even a little middle grade with David Walliams, or might read a couple of Famous 5 books or something like that, or even some Phantom comics that I need to catch up on as well, which will just be nice and relaxing, and so that by the time Wind and Truth is released, I should be recharged and ready to go again to take that exciting journey along with everyone else on BookTube. It's going to be very exciting. I don't know if I'll do a reading vlog for Wind and Truth, or a review, because there's going to be so much content surrounding Wind and Truth by all the booktubers out there that I'll get drowned in it. You won't even see my videos amongst the tidal wave of content that is coming your way about this imminent release, which I think every single booktuber is very excited for. So exciting times ahead. Now, what I might do also in between is, I do have to finish Christine. About 50% through, maybe 55% through. I was loving that, but I did stop this because I wanted to devote all my energy to Rhythm of War, and I'll be getting back into this one pretty much straight away just to finish the thing. And I have been reading this a little bit on audio as well, which has been good, and I'm looking forward to finishing another Stephen King reread, which I'm really excited about. And I haven't read this one since I was 15, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. So still a fair bit to get through before the end of the month, but it's all good. And finally, with some exciting news, next weekend, next Sunday to be exact, here in Australia at 11:30 AM and Saturday night in the US at 7:30 PM, I have the distinct honour of being a guest on Chris's channel over at the Bearded Book Beast. So if you're free around that time, jump on and have a chat and ask us some questions, because it's going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very humbled to be invited onto his channel. I think the way he feels about books is very synonymous with me, and I think we're going to get along really, really well and talk about books, and it might actually go for a while, because his enthusiasm for books is just unbelievable. So I think we'll have a lot of fun there, and I'll put up some marketing about that over the next week or so, but it's going to be super, super exciting, and I cannot wait for that. So there you go, guys. That is it for my weekly reading wrap up for this week. Now, as I mentioned in my change to content video, I am doing away with weekly reading updates. I'm going to change it to reading check-ins, so that it gives me the freedom to check in with you, not just on a Sunday, but any time of the week. And it may not be every single week I catch up with you, but it's just going to be a little bit more relaxed. It's going to be a little bit less formulaic. It's going to be pretty organic, so I won't be relying on scripts really, and just yeah, touching base with you and letting you know what I've been up to. So thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing, but until the next video, guys, happy reading.